I made Electronic Superjoy 2. Yes. Now let's look back into the vestiges of history and see how we did.
I have ideas for new levels, new monsters, new player abilities, crazy evil boss fights, local multiplayer, new game modes, secret areas, secret levels, secret boss fights, mini games, warp zones.
So it looks like we did pretty well. So, what's next? In a more detailed way, what's next? Well, I need to do some contract work. I've been putting it off for about a year now because I was working on ESJ2. I also need to renovate my house. Also, I'm going to work on a new game called Cultist Factory. It's the exact opposite of ESJ2. It's Factorio combined with Cthulhu, where you build up this little cult and improve the cultists' flavors with various forbidden knowledges and tentacles and golden crowns and all sorts of stuff, and then you feed them to the great god Cthulhu. So it's everything that's the exact opposite of ESJ2. ESJ2 is fast and action and experimental, and you play with a controller, and this is slow and you build stuff and it's a simulation and you play with a mouse and keyboard. So I'm going to try and scrape time away from working on ESJ2 and doing contract work and house renovations and real life chores and taxes and business and, you know, all of the different publishing and contract stuff that I have to do. So I'm going to try and scrape time away from all of that to make another game over the next 6 months to a year. If you like fast-paced action platformers and are a fan of ESJ, this might not be the game for you. But if you like simulation and Factorio, then feel free to join us. I'll definitely post about it in the Discord and on Twitter. And if you want, you can follow at Cultist Factory as I make it over the next year. It's not going to be like the Patreon, and it's not going to be like ESJ2, in that it's definitely... one second. It's definitely not going to be fast-paced and on a weekly basis. It's going to be made, and then I'm going to make it, and I may have to take huge breaks because I'm going to be going back to work on ESJ2 and making a level editor and stuff like that. Speaking of the level editor, I did mention that I might keep the Patreon going to fund the level editor. However, I've come to a decision where I'm not going to restart the Patreon. Boo! I just don't feel right charging fans a monthly fee when, in fact, I'm going to have to work on contract work and other games and so on. So the Patreon's over. But it was amazingly helpful during development. It helped to keep this butthead in kibble, and it paid for all of the many different little things I needed to develop the game. So from me and Max, thank you very, very much for supporting us. Thank you so much. I'm still going to be active on the Discord, so that'll stay up, and I'll at everyone when I make new ESJ stuff. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep working on new stuff. He's pretty relaxed as a dog, you know, kind of chill. Anyway, there'll be more ESJ2 stuff over the next couple of years. It'll come to console. I'll make DLCs. We'll work on the level editor. We'll add a speedrunning mode. I really want to add a DLC that's just first-person levels with tons of like weapons and, you know, work on the physics and the monsters and stuff. But I also want to do a DLC where it's like hardcore speedrunning levels. I have this idea called like the dungeon, and it's just super long, like levels that are exactly no RNG to run. Like I kind of want to do that. I also have this idea for a Sky City thing that like connects a bunch of the levels. There's a ton in the ESJ2 universe that I want to work on over the next couple of years. Also, over the next 5 months, I'm going to work on every bug. So I have a list of existing bugs, and I'm going to do those. And when new ones come up, I'm going to patch those as well. So I have it budgeted. So I have time budgeted over the next 5 months, and I mean, realistically, over the next 5 years, to keep patching ESJ2 as stuff breaks and I need to fix it. But for now, the launch went amazingly, and thank you very, very much for supporting me and supporting the game over Patreon. It's been an amazing ride of 2 years. Thank you so very much.
Oh.